Good morning. My name is Jill Weinstein. I'm a 60-year-old retired federal employee living in Florida, and I am a recovering Democrat. Like most of us in the Jewish community, I was raised to be a Democrat. I was taught that Democrats are good, Republicans are bad. My first vote was for Jimmy Carter. I always voted Democrat starting from that day in 1976. So in 2008, I naturally voted for Barack Obama because I believed in the hope and change. So in 2012, well, I still hadn't seen that hope and change, so of course I voted for him again. But over the next few years after that, I watched my Democratic Party turn against me. Then in 2015, I watched the first Republican debate. I liked what I saw, Mr. Donald Trump. And then Hillary called 50% of my fellow Americans a basket of deplorables. In 2016, I registered as a Republican and celebrated the election quietly at home. Today, I'm a proud Zionist. I'm a proud Republican Jew. I love our great country. I love our President, Donald J. Trump. Like everyone in this room, I will be voting for President Trump in 2020 to keep America great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shabbat Shalom. Happy Rosh Chodesh Nisan, our time of freedom and redemption. Wow, what an incredible, amazing, surreal moment this is to be standing here and speaking in front of this distinguished group of people. You know, I've served as a Cantor in South Florida for over 20 years, and on a typical Shabbat at this time, I'd probably be somewhere between the Torah service and Adon Olam, so I'm really still waiting for somebody to pinch me. Imagine the irony that the highlight of a Cantor's career is giving a speech, you know? But it's not just any speech. It's not just any speech. This is a huge, huge opportunity. A huge opportunity for us to tell our story about how and why we left the party of our parents and grandparents, and why it's imperative for other Jews to do the same. My parents were born in Israel, and they came here legally. They came here legally in 1965, and they registered Democrat, and they remained loyal to the party until they escaped along with the rest of us deplorables. Back in high school, when it came time for me to register, I didn't know any better, so I registered in line with the family, keeping the sacred tradition alive. My departure began during Obama's first term, and it developed steadily throughout his presidency. You know, the fundamental changes in our country that I saw taking place from 2008 to 2012 were just not the ones that I hoped for, but I realized, unfortunately, that they were the ones that we were promised. Any criticism of Obama from that point on had me labeled as everything from a racist to a Nazi sympathizer, and it was coming from fellow Jews. I never thought it would happen, but tearing up the faded voter registration card that I had since 1990, this past summer, I officially exited the party. So how do we make others see what we see? How do we make our fellow Jews realize that President Trump is by far the greatest friend to Israel that we have ever had in the White House? Passover is around the corner, as you all know, and it's our obligation. It's our obligation to teach our children about the plight of our ancestors. We must know how to answer the age-old question when our children ask us, why is this president different from all other presidents? And our answer is the same as we were slaves. We were slaves to a party that made promises and didn't keep them. But with President Trump, it's promises made, promises kept. President Trump moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. President Trump stopped a payment of $200 million that Obama made to the Palestinians. President Trump cut funding to the Palestinian Authority. President Trump removed the word occupied from all State Department documents related to Israel. President Trump closed the Palestinian embassy in Washington, D.C. President Trump supports Israel's absolute right to self-defense. President Trump halted the sale of F-35s to Turkey. And just last week, President Trump recognized the Golan Heights as sovereign Israeli territory. Any sensible person would come to the conclusion that President Trump is hands down the most pro-Israel president in U.S. history. So I only ask now, with Passover coming, that whatever force, whatever stronghold it is that's hardening the hearts of our fellow Jews, that has them clinging to what is no longer the party of JFK, I say, let my people go. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. It's a pleasure to speak to you. My name is Jean, and I am a 74-year-old Jewish woman who grew up in the era when the Jewish community strongly turned to the Democratic Party. I was taught that the Democrats were for the party of the downtrodden and the underdogs. My grandmother had a picture of FDR in her bedroom when I was a little girl and told me that was her father. True story. That's how much of a Democrat she was. I have watched the Democratic Party change over the years. I was disappointed when Jimmy Carter became openly anti-Israel, and it was not called out by his party. Barack Obama was the final straw. His ties to people who hate Israel were just unbelievable to me. I tried to warn family and friends that this guy would make it cool to be anti-Israel. Unfortunately, no one believed me. As they say, the rest is history. The Democratic Party is now increasingly turning away from support of Israel among Democratic voters and their leaders in government. After seeing how President Obama treated Israel, I made up my mind to vote against the Democrats in 2016, no matter who the Republican candidate was. But after hearing President Trump speak at the Republican convention in 2016, I was so impressed, I thought, this genius needs to win. He has the right ideas for America and will be pro-Israel. Today, I am so grateful for his unwavering support of Israel and for stopping the Iran nuclear deal. The Democrats are no longer the party your fathers and grandfathers supported. The Democrats don't represent us anymore. Please encourage your friends and family who still have not woken up to leave the Democratic Party and support Trump in 2020. Thank you.
I'm hitting cleanup. I'm number 4. I'm Steve Bubba Cohen, and this former Democrat is not a Jew with trembling knees. I am a proud Republican, pro-Israel American Jew. A little history. I was phonetically bar mitzvahed in late May of 1965. 4 months later, Sandy Koufax, the best pitcher in baseball, put his religion before his career and refused to pitch in the World Series because it fell on Yom Kippur. June 5th, 1967, on my 15th birthday, Israel, surrounded by Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and against overwhelming odds, went to war. At 15, I would experience two miracles. Sandy Koufax would pitch in Game 7 and win, and Israel would miraculously defeat their Arab enemies in just 6 days. I would become a lifelong liberal Democrat that would vote for every Democratic presidential candidate since I was first able to vote in 1972. This included John Kerry in 2004 and twice for Barack Obama. 4 years ago, I felt betrayed by Barack Obama, John Kerry, and the cowardly Democratic Party when they proposed the Iran nuclear deal and put the only democracy in the Middle East, Israel, at risk of nuclear extinction. Like Moses did over 3,000 years ago, after more than 40 years of wandering in the Democratic Party, I would leave the only political party I ever knew and become a proud Republican American Jew. Like my other new friends up here, many of my then friends would socially exclude me for being a Republican. Wow, this is absolutely fabulous. Thank you for being here, Mr. Adelson. In closing, I am a pro-Israel, pro-woman, pro-black, pro-gay, pro-Hispanic, pro-all lives matters, proud Republican American Jew. And yes, I am a supporter of President Donald J. Trump. Thank you, President Trump, for making me proud to be a Republican. Thank you, President Trump, for making me proud to be a Jew. And yes, like most of the people in this room, thank you, President Trump, for making America great again. God bless America. God bless President Trump.